Let's talk about the most common productivity tool in the world, your to do list. Did you know it could be your biggest source of overwhelm? Not sure if you agree? Let's jump in. I'm Liz Moyer, Doctor of Strategic Leadership. And as an Air Force officer, I've worked at the Pentagon, deployed around the world, commanded a unit, and worked with Joint and Special Operations. I know what it feels like to be overwhelmed. And yes, I still do make to do lists. When you write something on a list, it could be a 10-minute email. And then the next thing you say is, I need to do a 10-hour strategy. And that doesn't help your brain. It creates more chaos rather than clarity. Now, be sure to check out my video that I have linked above that gives you some concepts about how to take a big task and break it into smaller ones that you can put on your to do list. But the goal today is we want to turn noise into traction with a 4-step framework that's based on the research from Eyal. I read all of his books. I actually had him come out and speak to our team, and I want to share this with you. Mastering internal triggers is step one. And for me, I'm very collaborative. I like to talk things out. And early in my career, I realized that an internal trigger was the desire to talk. Well, this could cause serious interruptions for other people that were trying to get work done. And especially when I was the boss, they felt like they couldn't say no to me, but I was interrupting stuff that was important. And this pattern actually was negatively impacting both work and home because I was allowing that internal trigger to drive me into an action that didn't align with my values. So, what do we do instead? Well, we have to look at the root cause. And this is this concept of we're trying to escape boredom, fatigue, uncertainty. When I look at an Excel spreadsheet, that's exactly how I feel. And what Near talks about is just anchor and label. I clench my fists. I remind myself, okay, this is boredom. And I notice it without acting. And that gives me back control. I'm naming the urge without obeying it. And that gives me the opportunity to move into step two, which is to choose traction. Now, we define traction as actions that pull you towards your goals, and distraction is a way. You can't call something a distraction unless you know what it's distracting you from. And so using time boxing can help you turn your values into actual calendar entries. I also really like using a timer, and that will keep me on task. And if I can sit there and go, okay, I've said that this Excel spreadsheet is boring, but I've put it on the calendar, I've set it for 10 minutes, and I'm going to try to focus on it. And so, if a core value is to develop my team, I need to put that on the calendar. Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m. or a mentorship session. Those are things that I put on there so that I can hold myself accountable. But I also have to do something called hacking back external triggers. Think about this as preparing the environment. I want to ask the question, is this serving me or am I serving it? Little things like killing the pop up email or just turning my phone and going, I'm going to put it on silent for now or do not disturb can really be helpful. It's funny because we often want to start with hacking back those triggers, but we have to first do steps one and two before we can then push out the noise. Finally, in step four, we want to prevent distraction with a pact. And this is a pre commitment that makes distraction harder. I have an app on my phone that's called Freedom, and that will block social sites when I'm trying to focus. This could also be something where you call your friend and you say, for Friday, do you want to get together and you're going to work on X and I'm going to work on Y, but we're going to do so. And at the end, share how much progress we made. And later on in this video, I do have some prompts that will help you to kind of think through scripts. But what we're trying to do is protect your time, protect your resources. We've gotten into this habit of if someone asks for something, we feel like it should be immediate. And sometimes there's a it's okay to delay and you can still produce a really good product. So if you're trying to put this into practice, you go, okay, this is helpful information, but I would like to partner with AI, then copy and paste this prompt. You're going to teach AI the 4 steps. It will ask you some questions, and then you'll build a plan out. We've got to stop letting our to do list be the sole driver of what we're trying to do because that to do list has no structure, it has no priorities, and it really invites distraction. Using AI, you can take your to do list or brain dumps and you can start to prioritize it. If you'd like more prompts, be sure to check out my full course called Command the Chaos. Or if you have any questions on how to use these resources, please reach out.